All right, so that was the Indian Prime Minister there addressing an electric audience of the members of the Indian diaspora who had, of course, travelled great distances just for the occasion to come and listen to the Indian Prime Minister speak in Paris, the city of love. And the Indian Prime Minister again reiterated the importance of people-to-people contact, which is what he said is the bedrock and the manner in which the exchanges between the two nations can in fact be taken forward. The Indian Prime Minister also spoke on a whole host of different issues. He also spoke about the visa changes that are now being brought about so that Indians who travel to France for their education can actually stay in France for a work visa much longer. These are some of the changes that are being worked upon, and the Indian Prime Minister also touched upon a whole variety of different aspects in his address to the members of the Indian diaspora. So many of them, of course, packed in that particular arena, and my colleague Siddhant Sibil is, of course, joining us live from the arena where the Indian Prime Minister has just addressed the audience. And Siddhant, this is a big moment, is it not? The Indian Prime Minister reiterating the importance of people-to-people contact, and he said that this, of course, is crucial and forms the bedrock of the relationship between India and France.
Well, yes, Mohammed, electrifying atmosphere here in the hall where the Indian Prime Minister just concluded his statement, his speech to a packed hall. And one of the key announcements was on the UPI as to how this will be used and usage of UPI at the Eiffel Tower. Also, when it comes to opening of a new consulate. But let's take a view of the members of the diaspora who are present here to talk to us. Manik, you were here all throughout the Prime Minister's address. Your first comments as to what the Prime Minister said.
I have never expected this thing which he has said right now. He's going to introduce the UPI, and as well as he's going to continue with the non-partisan website, which will be very, very helpful for Indians and the students as well as the tourists also, because it's very difficult to pay money over here and you have to pay the dollars and you change. There's so much of cost to the money, but now he's going to introduce the UPI so he can do the purchase here anywhere. Like he has given the example of the Eiffel Tower that he can buy the tickets with the UPI payments, which is really helpful in the future. As well as he's going to stronger more connections so that he will slowly open this departments in the other cities of France. As well as he has given the example of the OCI card, which is started in the region here. So I hope he will introduce more concepts of
a lot of comments. If you look at the members of the diaspora who are now gathering around me to give their comments, but essentially it is a positive reception of the Indian Prime Minister's address here to a vast hall of the members of the diaspora. And focus, of course, is not only on the announcements being made by the Indian Prime Minister, but also how the diaspora can play an important role in strengthening the relationship between the two countries. If I can show you members of the diaspora now set to leave this hall, this auditorium, they are now waiting. Now the security, of course, is increased here because the Prime Minister is set to leave. With these member of the diaspora, ma'am, would you like to talk to us as to how you feel about the Prime Minister's address? Essentially, when it comes to the members of diaspora, they are happy about what the Prime Minister had to say, the announcements the Prime Minister had to make. But if I can show you the gathering around me, you can see the diaspora now waiting to leave, but also very happy to hear the Prime Minister's announcement, especially when it comes to UPI in terms of visa, and also when it comes to opening of a new consulate in France. That shows the increased people-to-people relationship between the two countries.
Absolutely, indeed, Siddhant. That, of course, was the key and crucial message that was given by the Indian Prime Minister, besides a whole host of other issues that he spoke about. The changes in the visa rules, and also as to how it will be easier for Indians to, of course, travel to France. That was something that the Indian Prime Minister touched upon. And at the bedrock of it all, as the Indian Prime Minister stated very forcefully, it is people-to-people contact which will take the India-France equation further. But Siddhant, if I can, dwell a bit about the relationship that India at this moment has with France. What is clearly emerging is that France appears to be more and more willing to sell some of its top defense technology to India. This is something that we've witnessed. India has had defense hardware from France for several decades now, but of late, in the last few years, France is more willing. We are getting Rafale M fighter jets, 26 of these for aircraft carriers, and we're also getting 3 Scorpion-class submarines. And this is crucial in cementing the India-France equation further.
Well, yes, defense has been a key pillar of the relationship. We have been talking about it all throughout the day as to how it can be further strengthened with the announcement of the Indian side trying to, of course, indicate to the French side that it will be procuring Rafale M as well. The key announcement from the government came today, but it will be long way ahead before the deal can happen. But essentially, with France, India has had a long defense relationship, whether it is the Scorpion deal, whether it is the Rafale fighter jets, and of course now the other variant of Rafale fighter jets. And both countries are keen on co-production as well, but it's just not defense as well. Focus also has been on how both countries can work on civil nuclear energy and also on the issue of education as well. Let's speak to other members of the diaspora.
Right.
Would you like to speak to us as to how you see the Prime Minister's speech here? Right now, I think the members of diaspora are really confused as to how they leave this place because they are waiting for that.
Siddhant, I need to interrupt there. We'll slip into a short break because it's important to take commercials as well. We'll, of course, come back to you as the story, of course, unfolds. But this was an important address by the Indian Prime Minister as he addressed the members of the Indian diaspora, where he spoke on a whole host of different issues. He also spoke about how UPI, which is such an important technology that India has come up with in terms of how to make transactions so much more easier, even for people who probably may not even have access to proper bank accounts, and that is something which will be used in France.